What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another late night Demon Time podcast. It's your boy Earth. It's your boy Sheik. We got a lot to cover today. And how long are you recording this for? 40 minutes?
42 an hour. I
Yeah,
think
40 minutes.
let's
But the
get
faster the better.
the quick stuff out of the way. And that's going to be Leverkusen losing.
And they got smoked. They got humbled.
Dude, their first loss of the season. And it was like, dude, for a trophy, man, for a trophy.
You're making it sound like some garbage trophy. The
Doesn't
Euro.
matter. It was a chance for a treble. I don't care how you get it. A treble is unbelievable. And they won the Bundesliga. They had that, and they have one more, which I'm not remembering now.
There was a domestic cup, no? In the Bundesliga.
Yeah, but it's not done yet, right? Or did they already win it?
I don't follow Bundesliga. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. We have
This
negative
was
soccer
and
knowledge.
from what I saw clips as well as what I've seen here, and it's funny. Leverkusen basically controlled almost all the possession, like
That's what they are. They're a
67%,
possession-based team
right?
with
They had the possession, but they were tied with Atalanta for shots with 10, but they only had three shots on target. Atalanta had seven, and the one guy on Atalanta's had a hat trick, which is unreal.
I know I should have bet. Don't
He
bet,
had
guys. Don't bet, guys. Unless you're Zaim.
I mean, McDavid had he
I
scored one.
know. You see what happens when I don't bet on McDavid? He don't listen to this guy, guys.
I'm the one who says don't bet on my word. That's all I'm saying. It's not my money.
You
It's
know something? Then tell me and I'll put money on it. If I
okay.
win big, I'll split the money with you, okay?
Anyways,
No, you
basically
don't need.
Leverkusen, they've been kind of playing around with this all year. Like they've been really close to losing, and then in like the 95th minute they'll score two goals, and it's like it doesn't feel like even though they went unbeaten in this incredible run, they could have lost so many games.
Yeah, at Leverkusen, they played good. Like, I don't know what just happened. They were playing so good, making comebacks, coming back and winning, holding on to leads. But I don't know. I don't know if they got gassed or they felt the pressure or Atlanta was just a better team. I think people just need to give credit to that.
I wonder too if being on this run kind of put pressure on Shabby to always play like the starters. And maybe they
Hmm.
just, like you said, maybe they were just tired, overplayed. Um, but yeah, there's not too much to cover on that. I mean, they had an incredible run, 50 games unbeaten. That's a record, right, across all competitions.
Yeah,
Nobody's
better than your Invincibles.
Yeah, I mean, they did their unbeaten run in the Premier League only, though, right? It wasn't across all competitions, right? So the fact that they did it against other teams from other leagues as well is really impressive. But yeah, we're not gonna live too much on that, to be honest with you. At the end of the day, I don't expect them to do this again. I know Shabby is gonna be back next year. I'm guessing Florian Wirtz is gonna stay at Leverkusen for one more year, and they'll probably get some transfers because they're gonna be playing Champions League football next year.
Yeah,
But
they're gonna stay. Shabby's gonna stay.
yeah, they are because they have some meaning now. They have some meaningful football to play, some really meaningful football. So, and
Mm.
they won the Bundesliga. Like that's to break Bayern's, I think, 12-year run, 12
Yeah,
run. Pretty incredible.
I
Uh,
know. It wasn't even Dortmund that beat them. It was Bayern or
no, because
Bayern.
Dortmund, the team has kind of been regressing, right? All the best players are
Yeah, they
leaving.
always change their team up, and
Well, because all those top players, they want to go play in you can't really say bigger market, but they just want to play for, the big clubs. And Dortmund, I
yeah,
guess, really, even though they're a big club in Germany across all of football, they're not really.
yeah.
You saw Holland, right? He
Got
left.
some crazy fans though.
No, they have a phenomenal fan base. Like honestly, that's the reason why they stay, right? And they love their players. Like you're watching Sancho there right now. He's loving it there. And I think
Yeah, it kind
if
of
I
hurts.
was him, I would consider trying to get a permanent move there because I'm not sure if it's gonna
Yeah,
work.
I heard that's what they're gonna do. He raised his value up. It's good for
Yeah.
my team. My team can sell him.
Well, and there's some rumor right now that after the FA Cup final, I'm guessing no matter what happens, Eric Ten Hag is probably gonna
I
be.
don't believe it's like up in the air, but I don't think they
I've seen
should.
multiple reports on it. Yeah, like you're saying, I don't know if it's
They
true.
shouldn't because this is what they do every year. With Mourinho, they gave him 3 seasons sacked. Ole, 2 seasons sacked. Ragnick, 6 months sacked. Well, he was an interim.
He was
Louis
in,
van Gaal, four
but
3 years.
I think
David
that they're
Moyes,
just
1 year.
happy that the team is regressing though. Like why
Yeah,
why
but if you look at Man United's team this year, they've had, I think, the
Okay.
most
Yeah.
amount of
Yeah.
backline pairings, the back four pairings in the like whole world. I think it was like some stupid number. It was like over 30.
But part of transfer moves and being smart is getting guys who are considered durable.
Okay, yeah, but you can't. Who's gonna tell me that
Why are they
Varane?
getting an aging Varane 3 years ago?
Okay, but Varane last year was class.
Yeah, he was. And look, this is the consequence you pay as they get older.
Okay,
Like,
How about Harry Maguire? He was not injury prone before, and now he's hurt.
but he's older now.
Martinez,
But that's different. He's been there for a little while now.
but
Like he,
Lissandro Martinez too. Last year, perfectly, he's probably top three, top two center backs in the Premier League. And then this year, he gets injured. Then he gets injured again. You have Wan-Bissaka that got injured for a little bit. Dallow's the only main guy. We don't have a left back, but Malacia got hurt. Luke Shaw got hurt.
yeah. But Luke
I mean,
Shaw is
I got Regulon on
Luke
loan,
Shaw's always hurt. Like I
but
mean, you brought in different players, and Casemiro never worked out for you guys. Like he's ready to
he was
go.
better last year too. I don't know what happened, but he's a big game player.
I
So
mean,
hopefully,
he's just older, and the problem is that you guys aren't playing any meaningful soccer. Like you're stuck not in the Champions League, playing in the FA Cup or Europa, and it's why how would he be motivated by that after being at Real Madrid for like what 12 years?
he doesn't care. He's won everything. He's just getting paid.
Yeah, but these guys are different. They're not like that. Like they definitely care about
Yeah, some of them you can tell. Like Varane really cares. You saw him like sitting at the end,
yeah.
played his
I
last.
think Casemiro cares too. I think he
Yeah, he
wants to,
cares, but he's I
you
don't
know.
know. He's just gotta. Sometimes his tackling is stupid.
This year was not a good year for
Yeah,
him.
last year Manu was just overall better. We were a healthier team.
Yeah.
When Luke Shaw plays, Rashford plays better.
But also every other team around you is getting better.
Hmm.
And you is getting worse because they're not making as many moves or they're not developing. Like I know you got Hoyland, but you just got him. Like he's gonna take time now to get into the player that you're imagining he can be.
He would have 30 goals. Ask
Well,
anyone
let's see
this.
what
This guy would
happens
have
when
30 goals
managers
if he had
change.
players that
Sometimes players
weren't so
don't.
selfish.
Yeah, well, I mean, but look at Anthony, 100 million down the
Yeah,
top.
he's selfish. He doesn't know how to play. I don't know what happened to him. I think we should sell him or keep him on the bench.
Yeah, but if you sell
Rashford,
him now,
selfish.
he's probably 80.
Diallo, selfish. Garnacho can be self. All four of these players,
Yeah,
all
but
these are
Garnacho,
self.
he is class. Garnacho
He's
has all
class, but he's not
the
ready to
skills to
start.
be
And he
good.
plays better on the left, but Rashford plays better as a
Yeah,
left
but
wing and a striker.
Rashford this year too. Like this is the second time around that we've seen this cycle of him being really good
And then
and
bad, and then good,
becoming a
and then bad.
disappointment. Probably not gonna. I don't. Is he gonna be on the England squad? I have no idea. He
He's not
definitely.
on the English squad. Him and Sancho, all of
Yeah.
them.
I mean, I didn't expect either of them to be on it, just because Rashford's been so bad. But think about it. 2 years ago, if he wasn't on the squad, you would have said, "What? Like, what? Why the hell isn't he there?"
Even
So,
last year,
right?
he was class last year.
You guys are regressing. That seems to be a Manchester United thing because if you look at like, I know you hate Arsenal, but if you just look at the way that the team is built, like
Yeah,
first through it,
because you guys actually give your team
yeah,
time.
we give the team
Guys
time.
give
Also,
your manager
let's
time.
be honest, Arteta is a better manager than Ten Hag. Let's not argue about this.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
The guy worked
Tactical
under Pep.
wise,
He worked
yes,
under
but
Pep, and then he moved here and he had a plan. He came here with a plan, and Arsenal's like, okay, we're going to give you 5 years. This is the 5 year plan. If it doesn't work by that time, then it's not, then you're going
exactly. And Ten Hag has had 2 years,
he
so
said
I'm
to
saying
you.
give him
But
more time.
the problem is when Arteta came in, there was instant progression though. He was working with veterans, but they were still progressing. We had a ton of injuries before too. We used to have a really old team, but now it's become way younger. So it's moving forward.
I'm not done. So he joined Arteta. He joined in 2019. Let's see Arsenal in 2019 then.
Let's see. All I remember was a bomb.
2018, 2019, finished fifth.
Okay.
2019 to 2020, you finished eighth.
Okay.
2020 to 2021, you finished eighth.
Okay. Yeah.
21 to 2022, you finished fifth. And
Okay.
then you finished second, and then back to back second.
Okay. So basically, Ten Hag should have 4 years.
Yeah, minimum three because when he with a healthy team, this guy is good because people keep forgetting this guy is the guy that managed that Ajax run that beat Madrid that
Yeah.
made it to the semi or I think semifinals in the thing that it was during COVID.
Yeah, it was. But it was just, but that's not the reason why. Like, it was just good development, right?
Mhm.
Also, Ajax, I mean, the best team in the Netherlands, probably the most amount that they spend probably out of any.
Yeah, it's between Ajax and PSV.
But I mean, it definitely like he's a good man. Like I'm not gonna rip these guys. Like I mean, he's a good manager, but we can't keep on doing like direct comparisons.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think Arteta has a different feel though because he's also I think he's younger than Ten Hag. I don't think they're the same age.
No, he's definitely younger. I mean, he's a
Right.
better looking guy too. No homo guys.
Better looking guy, but also he's a former player, like a decent one,
Yeah, it always helps when you're a former player.
right? So also the reason why he got more time is because he played there, right? He
Yeah, and
also
he was there
he loved his time there and playing
2011.
with Thierry Henry and all those guys, right? So it's a different kind of feeling. With
No, 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 he didn't
there's
play
no
with Terry.
he didn't play in 2009. He
No,
was
Terry left, I think already.
did he? Anyways, he said that he loved playing there. So it's not, and they loved him too. So it wasn't that. Ten Hag doesn't have a history with Manchester United, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, obviously. Yeah,
Just there's just another one of the managers. And I mean, trust me, they're managing the managers really badly right now. Since Sir Alex Ferguson, it's been kind of a mess.
yeah, it's just been a shit show.
But I don't know, I think that now, just because of the way the market of that team is, they really have to look into just doing a huge change. Like a
Yeah, it's a big window coming for them.
Like they should consider really making like Rashford. I would consider trying to sell him. I know he's like a hometown hero and all that, but
I put him on the bench where he needs to earn his place.
no, I think they should move him. PSG was interested in him last year. Now they'll get him for less, but it doesn't matter. You can still move him, use that money to go get someone else. Players still want to go play for Man U. It's not like
Yeah, but
the club has quit.
there's I think with like the FFP stuff coming in, it just wouldn't make sense to move Rashford when we have such like other areas that need. We need another right mid. We need another striker, so that's two. We need another CDM. We need a box to box. We need a left back. We don't
Yeah,
really need right back.
they
We need
still
new
have
center backs
they still have the
too.
margins to
That's-
cover the money because you guys got Ratcliffe, the CEO of Ineos.
Oh, I need to take this, dude.
Cost.
Take your time. Take your time back. Sorry, guys.
All right, I think that that's the
That's enough. That's enough
that's the
football.
imaginary phone call to stop talking about this topic, I think is what that
But
was.
no. Yeah, wow, you really
I
think?
think that
Okay, you're
I
fine.
think
You're fine.
we've gone a little bit too far. We definitely did not plan that. But anyways, yeah, so Zym's gonna have to do a bunch of kidding now.
You could
Uh,
leave it in. Pause. Whew.
but
Pause.
um okay, so let's move on to NBA. I think
Thank you.
before we go into playoffs, let's quickly cover coaching right now because that's kind of like the main like that's like the main news that's coming out of the NBA. So the main coach firings, which happened, one was yesterday or today, and the other one was a few weeks
That's right.
ago.
Yeah.
Lakers fired Darvin Ham, right?
Yeah. Big
That one
surprise.
was
Wow.
that one was expected, right? Totally
Shit. Get him out
underachieved.
of here. Fucking hand is in his pockets of that little meme. You know what I'm talking about,
The
right?
team is
I'm gonna get up
underachieving.
and show you guys. This is a fucking meme. It
Oh,
just looks like this. Fucking
you're
sits
wearing
like
pants.
this.
I'm surprised you're wearing pants.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. What is that supposed to mean?
The guy
Now
doesn't
you
wear
sound
pants.
gay. Now you sound gay.
Um, anyways, expected. We knew that he was going to get fired. The team totally underachieved again.
No one liked him
Um,
except for Torian Prince.
and I think the JJ Redick thing is starting to become
No, no, no.
feel more real. It's starting to feel.
I think he's too young. I want Chris Quinn.
I don't
Miami
think Matters that
assistant.
young. I think that LeBron wants him to be the head coach.
I mean, we'll see. Bless you, inshallah.
Um, I think that LeBron wants him to be the head coach because I think that JJ Redick, I think he'll let him run the team a little bit more, right? Because it's kind of different when you have a player who you actually played against and you're a friend with. I think that I don't know, maybe the chemistry will just be better. Like maybe you actually create plans with their players. Like he played against most of the
The
guys that
best. The best
right?
of the best. He played against the best of the best. The
Played against the
Currys,
best
the
of the best.
KDs.
But he also like played against the guys on this team right now.
Yeah, LeBron,
So he
AD.
knows how they play too. So there might even be something about understanding their play styles and trying to figure out how he can work those into playing against other teams because he also knows how they all play, right?
Yeah.
He knows how Kawhi plays or Paul George or James Harden or Giannis,
Yeah.
whoever.
Westbrook.
He's seen it. They've made game plans for it recently, right? So I think, and
Mm,
young players. Like think about when his time in Philly when Markel Fultz was there, that didn't work out, but he watched player development too. I
But
think he played a role in that.
he needs. I think if you get some good assistance with JJ, then I'm gonna like the signing. But I don't think JJ alone is
Yeah,
enough.
like I think it would have to be you get JJ Redick, but then you hire like a super experienced assistant coach.
Yeah, like
You
maybe
go
two of
early
them
on
even.
because there are probably still so many things that he would need to learn from a
Yeah, or even ex head coaches.
yeah, because there might just be guys who are kind of just ready to sort of hang them up, and maybe they're just like, "Hey, I'll go for one more run like this. It's not a lot of commitment. Maybe I don't even have to be at every single game, and I'm helping out in practice and stuff like that." So, anyways, Darvin Ham, that one was expected. That was a few weeks ago, not a big deal. We just didn't talk about it. Um, but the bigger one today was JB like Biggerstaff. Is that how you say it? Cleveland Cavaliers head coach. A little bit surprising considering how well they did this year, especially with the Donovan Mitchell
Oh
injury
yeah, I guess the
at the
injuries. Yeah, they
season.
did well.
They still made the playoffs. He still ran that team. I would say the playoff run might actually be what might have hurt him because they depended on Mitchell so much and nobody else produced. I don't know if that's his fault
Well,
though.
it's not his fault that Isaac Okoro is being
Yeah,
shit. Not
like
his
the
fault that
players
Max
aren't doing
Strus
what
is
they need
being
to do.
shit.
But yeah, I mean, the only reason why they would do this is if they had a plan to hire someone else. Like they're probably going to hire someone soon. They just haven't told anybody yet. But you don't,
And they have time in the summer.
yeah, because normally you don't see teams who make it to the second round of the playoffs for the first time in a while, or since like
Yeah.
LeBron was there, fire their head coach. Also, they're probably a little bit upset that Mitchell's considering leaving, and maybe they think that a
I mean,
coach
I'd want to leave too, but he can earn the most with them. I think it was like 5 years, 270 or something like
can't get
that.
5 years anywhere else unless he gets traded because that's like
Move
the
more this way. The light is hurting me. Thank you. Just cover the light for me. Thank you.
I'm trying to keep my big fat head in front of it. We'll see.
I think it's cute. Don't worry.
Um. Okay. Yeah. So
Edit that part out, Diane.
keep it in, keep it in, just so everybody knows.
Pause.
Actually,
Oh my God. You can't be saying this stuff.
this is how he actually
You
is.
look like a fruit. It's against the Quran, bro.
Okay. So Jimmy Bickerstaff, kind of a big deal that he got fired. I'm sure another team's gonna pick him up because I know that the Washington Wizards don't have a head coach.
The Wizards always fire their
They
coaches.
always
They
fire
haven't
them.
had a good coach in
This
Scott
is a
Brooks.
super easy change for them to make. Like they could just go and get this guy right now.
Yeah,
But
but does he want to be with a rebuilding team?
he doesn't have another option unless someone else gets fired. I'm pretty sure he'd
I
rather
mean, he
be
can just wait and be an assistant.
maybe, but I don't know. If the Wizards offer you a 5-year deal, do you say no?
I mean, Monty Williams had the option to go
I
to the
mean,
Raptors or
this is
the
super dumb though.
Pistons.
Like Monty, I don't know what he thought he was going to do in Detroit. Like they can't even get the first overall pick. We already argued about this. Like
Oh yeah, that's funny.
he's I don't know. I like him. I loved him as a Suns head coach, but he's not a game changer. So most of those coaches aren't. But yeah, anyways,
A
that's
few like really, really, really good coaches in the NBA.
well,
It's not like football,
I consider Budenholzer, who the Suns just got one of them. I think so. You don't think so?
Bucks fans will tell you they hate him. His rotation's terrible.
He won a championship. He leaves,
Yeah,
they
God,
play worse.
shit. You put me at coach. That team wins too.
But no, he left and they played worse.
I
The
mean,
guy they got
injuries.
now, they played really bad under. I know Giannis was hurt, but they still should be able to win.
Yeah, because they had Doc Rivers, man.
And Doc Rivers is considered to be a legend, so I don't know what you
He's
want
ass. Everyone knows he's
He's
ass.
still in the
You know
NBA.
he has the most amount of
He's not
3-1
getting
leads of
coaching
all, right?
jobs.
The
I'm
most
just
amount.
telling you. I'm just telling you. They were better
Too
under
nice.
Holder.
You're being biased, bro.
I'm not being. Why am I? Oh, because the Suns hired him.
Yeah, exactly. I
No,
think
but
that.
I want when the Suns fired, not the Suns, when Milwaukee fired him, I was like, what are they doing? It didn't make sense.
He's shit.
And then they fired that other guy. Didn't they have another coach before Doc Rivers that wasn't Budenholzer?
Adrian Griffin, the former
That was
assistant of
even
the Raptors.
stupider because he was doing really good. And then they
Hmm.
just, I don't even get it. I don't know what they're doing over there. But as I'm not unhappy with the hire because the Suns, in my opinion, really underperformed this year. Now you put Budenholzer in, who has experience with talented players. He's won a championship with them. Imagine what he does with Kevin Durant and Devin Booker. I'm not
They're
gonna
not going to win.
But well, maybe they'll at least go on a deep run, right?
They're not gonna win. What's the point of going on a deep
Give
run if
us
you're not
some
gonna win?
hope, bro. Give us some hope. You keep on saying about Boston. Boston might do it. They're
Boston?
going through this cupcake run right now. Like the Pacers are a joke. So they might.
We'll move on to the Boston Celtics then.
Yeah, let's move on to it. So
Oh, we didn't even talk about the game, the round two.
it's okay. We're way past that now. But
Okay, so Pacers beat the Knicks in seven because they beat a hospital team. Okay, relax.
and
Don't.
Brunson like fractured his hand in the game. So
Yeah,
I mean they granted they were losing already,
yeah,
anyways, the Knicks were a damaged team anyways. The run that they had honestly was awesome with what they were doing. A bit of a dream run. The one thing that they have to work on now is adding in players who can stay healthy, which is a thing that you can do in free agency. You can get players who never get hurt and don't need load management, right? You can go find those kinds of guys. They just need to make the bench like depth wise better
mhm,
because that's one of the things that they didn't have, and I totally trust that they're going to do that because that was their only weakness this year was having no bench, right?
yeah,
And the Pacers had the bench scoring 50 points a game, so that's why the Pacers ended up winning this. And Tyrese Halliburton showed up at that time, but in this series, at least in game two, I mean he didn't really show up in game one either, but game two, Halliburton has definitely not shown up,
yeah.
right?
He's ass. He's getting clamped by Drew Holiday. He's
If we're looking at
realizing,
like the
yeah,
actual stats here. So Boston won 126 to 110. So this is game two. I don't know, it's Thursday today. 126, 110. Honestly, for round three conference finals of the playoffs, this is considered a blowout for the game
yeah,
to
it is.
be this big of a difference and to now be down 2-0 in the series. I know both games were in Boston, but the team's playing bad. Like, okay, so Siakam had a
He had a
relatively
great game. I watched it. It was a good game.
28 points, 5 rebounds. You're not going to get much more from him. That's the expectation. That's what he's being paid to do. It's super stable. That's what he's been all playoffs. Then instantly the next name, Miles Turner. Dude,
Miles Turner.
this guy
This guy
has
lost
like
me so much money. Miles Turner, your ass. Stop playing Legos. Get the fuck in the gym. Put on some weights. Shoot some hoops. You're being
anyway,
outplayed by who's he being outplayed by? Al Horford.
anyways,
Tingus
let's
Pingus being
forget
played by
about your
Al.
bets for a second. And Turner went from I never thought he was a star, but
No, he was never a star, but like
he went
he's a starting center.
considered star status to this guy is a choke artist. He's not there when they need him the most. Like, where is this guy?
Yeah,
He's
this guy
all
like
he just disappeared. And then
a few
he
years
talked to
ago.
the media like
Yeah,
he did something. Congrats, dude. One game you scored 20 points. No, that's not enough. You want
I know. You're
you
not there to score.
get
You're there
after
to
the team
block,
so
stretch the
much
floor,
because
block shots.
dude, I don't know why I'm getting after the like we get after the Pacers so much. Like I don't know if we hate them
Yeah,
secretly,
because they face a hospital team every time they're there.
but it's just they don't feel like a conference final team. They don't
They're
feel
not. They're just.
right? Like you look at this, right? Halliburton had only 10 points today. I know he had 8 assists, but
Nah,
dude,
I
10
don't care. I
points,
don't care.
not good enough.
Minimum 20 and 10.
Nate
That's what I
Smith
expect him.
in 25 minutes scored nine. I'm pretty sure Halliburton also had a bit of an injury. So
No, he hurt his leg at the end. He didn't return.
yeah, so we'll see about that. They may have just done that precautionary wise. Um, Nemhard had 16, not a
Nemhard
bad,
played well.
but the problem is that from a guy like that, you can't expect him to score 30 because he
Yeah.
doesn't.
Yeah, yeah, I know.
So the guys who you expect to drop 25 to 30 a game are not doing it, right? It's just Siakam right now.
It's Siakam and Nemhard.
Yeah,
How much?
Dobbin
Your Aaron
dropped
Neesmith didn't even
11.
do much, did he?
He only had nine. So,
Exactly.
and yeah, it's just no defense. The bench depth is all right. Toppin had 11, Jackson had three, McConnell had nine, McDermott had only two. He only played 12 minutes, and then 4 and 3 from Jalen Smith and Dross Walker. But dude, and it's funny, right? Then you go to Boston, right? You see the score, and then you think Tatum 23, Jalen Brown 40, Drew Holiday 15, Derek White 23, right? So Boston overall really dominated the game. Um, I think to anybody listening too, you just hear those numbers and you know that Boston had a better game because all of their starters showed up, right? Like that was the most important thing that could happen. defensively, Boston was better. They have better
Mm.
defensive players, but 23, 40, 15, and 23 from your starters. And then Al Horford had nine, but he had 10 boards, so he still did his job. Or sorry,
He's
he didn't
not there to score either.
but exactly, he's not there to score. He's there to be he's not you can't really call him the starting center, but
He's
he's
just there to grab
there
boards,
and
be
he's a
defensive presence, stretch the floor, make the
but
right
from
passes.
four other guys that you expect points from, they all did exactly what you expect. Maybe you expect a little bit more from Tatum. He only dropped 23. Maybe you expect closer to 30.
Yeah, Tatum played some.
But
He had
Jaylen
garbage
Brown
10
picked up the
points.
slack. Jaylen Brown
Jalen
picked
Brown played great today.
he scored 40, right? And then Derek White, this guy's been a playoff champ. Like his value is only rising. Everyone watching him play this well in the playoffs. Dude, 23? This guy's been consistently above 18 points in almost every game.
Yeah, him and Drew Holiday, not a fun matchup for Halliburton. This guy's getting hounded.
Yeah. And then, dude, off the bench, Pritchard most games is dropping at least 10 to 15, right? He's using the minutes that he's getting. He's just a shooter. You don't really expect anything else from him. Uh,
Played his role.
yeah, but I
Talk
mean,
about this.
but that's
This
the thing, right? The bench isn't that isn't as deep as the Pacers.
Indiana. The Celtics, they don't have a like that good of a bench, but
No,
their
but the
stuff to make
starters
up for it.
always show up, right? That's the
And
thing. Also,
you got
I'm
two,
a really
three,
big fan of
four
coaching.
guys.
I really like the coaching that they've got going on there. I think that the chemistry between the players is really good. Like I think the chemistry between Jaylen Brown and Tatum has improved so much this year
Mm.
compared to years past. And that's probably why they're dominant. You have to give some
It's
credit.
Drew Holiday, I'm telling you.
Yeah, it's a huge difference to have a guard that you can trust to play really good defense because he can guard pretty much anybody. Dude, it's a huge, huge thing to have because everyone's missing that right now is guards that can play defense, right? They all just want to
And
shoot.
shoot the three.
Yeah, but he's good from everywhere. It doesn't have to just be the three. He's got good movement. So I said it last week or whatever when Boston was up, or the week before that, I said that I thought that they were gonna sweep. They lost one game. I said the time before that I thought they were gonna sweep. I think what they lost one or two games too. Once again, it feels like close to a sweep to me. Like I don't the only way
The
the
first
pace
game was close.
it was close. It was like 133 to
Oh no,
128.
I forgot to say, but Halliburton after that first game, he said to the media in the press conference, "I'll be better, we'll be better." Clearly not better. The only person that showed up was Siakam and Nemhart. The rest of you lied. I don't know what the hell you're doing. And for the one that speaks for the team, Halliburton, you played garbage. You
Yeah,
played
the
8
10
points.
assists
The
is
game
not.
paid what, 30 mil?
But if you're gonna say that, then
Back it up.
at the very least, you have to have a good game. You can go ahead and talk for the team all you want, but if you're not the center of the greatness that's happening around you, then you can't say that, right? 10 points, like, oh, he's a great leader. It doesn't matter. Great leaders have obviously great leadership in the locker room, but they also have to have great leadership on the court. They have to
Mhm.
display it both ways, and he didn't do that today. Um, but we've definitely seen in the last series, like the Knicks were up 2-0 as well, and he played some really good basketball. There's no doubt that he can turn it around, but it just wasn't good enough today, and it will not be good enough for the rest of the. If he plays like that again, then they're definitely going to lose the next game. Like really, the Pacers, the what keeps him as like this unbelievable player is that when he plays well, the team wins,
Mhm.
and that when he doesn't play well, they don't win. So it's a good thing that the Pacers know that this is their guy, but it's too bad that they also know that he isn't a dependable player like LeBron is or Steph Curry or whoever else, whatever other star name you want to bring in. That's always amazing. So they have to figure it out. It's kind of a tough spot to be in. They're down 2-0, but they prove that that won't stop them. They go down 3-0 and then the series is pretty much over. So they have a lot to work on.
But the Pacers have to win game three. If you lose game three, I think it just brings everyone down. It's like, okay, we might
Yeah,
as well get swept or something, you
it's
know.
gonna feel yeah, it's
They
gonna
have
feel
to win game three. If they win game three, I'm confident they can make game four close if
because
they lose
the
or
rule is always like no matter what you're down, even if it's three, you win one game and it's a series now, right?
yeah,
Because
especially at home court too.
you prove that you could do it. You can
Mhm.
beat them once, you can beat them four times. And that's the same thing for Boston. Boston's beaten them twice. Boston has to go into the next game thinking, okay, we crushed these guys in the last game. The game before that was close, but we still won. We won the close game. We've got two more games. They're away. Pressure's a little bit off now because this is not an elimination game and we're up. The pressure will come after that to close the series out. I expect them to win game three. I don't think the Pacers are gonna. I think Boston's just a way better team.
Hmm.
Had 60 plus wins for a reason. But yeah, we'll move on to the what seems like the pinnacle of NBA series is Mavericks versus Timberwolves.
Hmm.
108-105 final score from yesterday. We'll quickly rattle off some stats here. So Mavericks first, PJ Washington had 13, 7 rebounds. Derrick Jones Jr. had 8 points, 4 rebounds. Gafford had 10 points. Luca had 33 and 6 rebounds and 8 assists. Kyrie had 30, I believe. Yeah, 35 and 4. Lively had 9 and 11. And the bench didn't do too much, but the bench, they don't really, besides Lively, they don't really have much else going on there. Don't really play anybody that much. That's a good first tally for them because Luca and Kyrie both showed up. PJ Washington, he did what he had to do. They need to win by a bigger margin than 3 points, but it's not a bad game, I would say, from them. If we want to look at the Timberwolves, Jaden McDaniels finally had like
This
a
guy was Steph Curry out there. I swear to God.
he was making I think what he started the game like 4 for 4 from three or something like that.
Yeah, I think he had 6 threes in the game or something.
Yeah. 24 points, 4 rebounds. Cat had 16.7 rebounds. Rudy Gobert had 12.7 rebounds. Uh, Anthony Edwards had 19 points, not the
They
level most
shot bad.
expected, but
Even he
19,
knows he played bad.
11 rebounds. Mike Conley only 6 points, three
Mike
rebounds.
Conley played like dog
Assists.
water.
Nazari, the sixth man of the year, 15 points. Kyle
Not
Anderson,
big.
6 points, and then Neil Alexander Walker, only 2 points. Obviously the big one there is Anthony Edwards. Think about it. The betting line was for him to have over under 27 and a half, well under that, right? Close to 20. And for a guy who's being so confident and saying he's going to totally guard Kyrie and
I mean,
listen,
he did guard Kyrie.
he did. And Kyrie
And
scored 30. So,
but like, he's not afraid of the challenge. He's not a puss.
but
He's
but
not a
also normally like what you want to do, especially when you're playing a great player, is if they're scoring, you need to be scoring too, right? You got to be
yeah.
going forth. And Edwards just didn't have
Can't
the
put him. You can't. I don't know. Like, I know he wants to challenge to defend Kyrie, but
yeah.
you can't defend Kyrie and be the main guy on your team,
Yeah.
It's so difficult. It's
You
like
gotta
guard Steph, not as bad as Steph, but like you saw how gassed he was because
yeah,
Kyrie
but
was
Kyrie is
constantly.
so shifty, man. He's so
I
shifty.
know. So it just makes it even difficult for Ant. And you saw he was huffing and puffing. Reggie Miller said he was tired like 50 times. And even in the press conference, he was like, he said we was tired. I think he meant I, but it's okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think the team in total was tired, right? I think that Dallas gave them more of a run for their money than I think that they thought. Because if
Yeah.
you, on paper, the two guys that you look at are Luca and Kyrie, and you think, okay, these are the guys that we really have to take care of. But when the depth is doing everything that you need them to do as well,
Mhm.
it's working the same way. So I think Luca, he had a great game. I think second half of the game, he wasn't like
No,
spectacular.
Luca popped off in the fourth.
Did
He
he? Okay.
finally like started to understand how McDaniels was guarding him.
Yeah. But I mean, this is going to be a close series. For us to be kind of nitpicking at 108, 105, had Edwards had a better game, they probably win this game.
And
So
Gobert, it's Mike Conley. It's so many people that didn't show up. How good did Cat play? He didn't play the best, right?
16.7 rebounds. So
Yeah, we know this guy's
the
capable of
start.
25.
Yeah, like that's the expectation is
Number
20
one pick.
points, right?
You're a
Because
vet
the
now.
thing about it is Jaden McDaniels probably overperformed a little bit, but he played 40 minutes, right? So it's a lot of time on the
Of course,
court.
he
He's
he's
there for eight.
playing. He's always guarding the best player on their team, and in that case, he was guarding Luca. He was
Anyways,
making
he
it
he
difficult
had
for
a
them.
he had a great game. He's getting the respect that he deserves. But Karl Anthony Towns, you can say he should have scored
You should
five.
score way more. You're the second biggest guy
Rudy,
on the court behind Gobert.
Rudy probably should have had a little bit of a better defensive game. Um,
Yeah,
Rebound wise, probably should have had a few more boards. Points wise, 16. I'm not going to say he should have had more, but he could have.
Mike Conley's got to do better,
But Anthony Edwards is the big one because I would have
yeah.
expected he would have had at least 10 more points, right? Around 30.
Or like even shot better. If you're not gonna make shots, and
These
just find your spots
need to be good. Yeah.
or even just facilitate, make the right pass. You don't always have to score, just make the right play so
Yeah.
your team can get on a low run, you know,
Yeah.
because it's not like it was a blowout. It was close
Dude, this
throughout
was
the
only
game.
3 points, right? Only three.
Yeah, it was like it was a game of like back and forth.
Yeah.
And you saw Kyrie, he was like, okay.
And I
And
think that I think like Mike Conley's performance really is what hurt them too. I think in this kind of moment, his
Mhm.
experience is really what they needed,
When
and
Mike Conley has a good game, the Wolves have a good game because he's the vet, he's that leader. He
kind of
can
controls the
facilitate.
floor a little bit, right?
And
Yeah.
and two, if you drop 40, you know, and I know how Ant said we were gassed and stuff, but I think he was also talking about the Denver series because they
They played.
played in Denver. And you
Yeah.
know how it's at higher altitude in Denver. I'm not making excuses for them, but I'm just stating out like facts.
Yeah, no, no, but that's just a natural thing, right? So their
Yeah.
body's returning to
And
whatever.
they had less time to rest as well because they went to game seven
Yeah.
and Mavs
Mavericks
had,
were
I
done in
think Mavs
6.
had a day or two extra rest since they won in
Yeah, 'cause
six.
they were done in 6, so they had a little bit of extra time. But also, um, the Mavericks playoff experience, I'm not going to say it's that much higher, but a guy like
No, I'd
Kyrie
say it's higher.
kind of knows how to control everything.
It's
Um,
definitely better than I mean the Wolves still got like Gobert
they
and
have
Conley. That's
experience
it.
too, but I think that this is going to be an exciting series because there wasn't much in it that was different. Both teams had guys that could have improved. Uh,
Mhm.
I think if Minnesota gets it all right, they probably could win games by a lot. But I think that Dallas is really going to focus on just making Edwards' life difficult.
Mhm.
That's all they have to do, right? Because if Cat's making threes and Rudy's taking step backs and everything, then they're not going to win the game, right? Because you can't really
Yeah,
go
so it was one step back. Everyone's acting
one
like he's
step
like
back.
full
But hey, it takes some confidence to do it, right? He's got to be in a good place to
because
do.
the shot clock was winding down anyways. He just said
Yeah,
F it. He
have
made
to
it.
take the shot. But yeah, I think that yeah, there wasn't too much to actually cover in that game other than that it was just a really good game. It was close. Um, but it was nice to see that the better players were showing up, right? The Timberwolves had a more balanced score sheet, whereas the Mavericks were a little bit more top heavy with
Star
players.
heavy.
But
Oh, big shout out to Derek Lively.
these
9-11 back-to-back games in the
center playing
elimination
really well.
game. Double doubles.
Almost a double double in the last one too. So
Great pick. Great pick.
but yeah, I think that we're pretty much done already.
Hmm. All
There's
NBA teams?
I don't actually have them with me, but
Okay,
what I
I'll
will
tell you.
say is that
So,
um
you want me to go over it or you want to go over it another day?
Halliburton didn't make because what's the rule about like the money thing with
I think you need to play
first team All
60
NBA?
games or something.
Yeah, but to make for the money thing to change it to like the super maxes, it
Oh, you have to make like the first or second
has
in
to
the.
be it has to be the first team. He made the third team, so if he played through injury or whatever, he did it for nothing because third team All NBA means nothing. At least to me, it doesn't mean anything.
Yeah,
And to
second team and first team you win more because Edwards and Shea and Luca, they're
I
eligible
think
for.
we'll talk about All NBA maybe next week, but I think what we will talk about is quickly this potential Luca contract that's coming up
Oh,
because
it's was it 80 million?
5 years, 346, it's going to be $70 million a year.
Hmm.
Um,
Without incentives too.
dude, 70 million a year. Like, I'm not understanding it. I don't
70
know
mil a year. That's almost the amount of games played
where
in a
this
season.
money is
So you're
coming from.
almost
Why is
making
the
1 mil a
NBA?
game.
I've never understood the NBA contract system and the super maxes and everything. Like, it's not like other sports.
Going up though. The salary cap's probably it's going to go up for the next few
Yeah,
years.
because but it's rising. I know that the NBA does like phenomenal marketing and they've put themselves in a position where they can do this, but
Mhm. It's
it's just
getting
absurd to me because I also read something that when Shea is done, he's gonna maybe make 80 million a year because he made the first team All NBA and stuff. And it's like that it's just 80 million to play basketball. Like I don't know, it blows my mind that
Mhm.
$70 million. Like, how come no other sport is rising with this? Like, football has a ton of viewership, and the salary cap does not move.
Yeah. I think football should be it should look how I mean football's a little different though because there's so many positions so you got to split up your money.
Yeah,
rather than NBA.
but
You can
notice
pay
what
like
they've
your
done
five
in
guys.
soccer.
Even
Soccer is the
yeah.
richest sport in the world,
Mhm.
and they no player makes anywhere
I
near this.
mean, soccer is kind of it's a little different too because there's way more players, but and they earn it per week rather than per year, you
Yeah, I
know?
know that, but they still have yearly salaries. Whereas the NBA, I understand the whole, yeah, like there's more players, but the NBA still has a salary cap too. Like there's still 12 guys you have to pay, and
They don't care about
I know they
that.
don't care.
They
It's
care about like look at the Suns. You hand all your money to three guys, KD, Booker, Beal,
yeah,
and then you have to fill the rest with vet minimums, mid-level exception, or rookies.
yeah.
And you got to pay the luxury tax on top of that if you go over the salary cap, which is what a lot of teams are doing.
I don't know. The like baseball owners are now starting to say that. Like I know that the Yankees guy said it's becoming unsustainable to pay this.
Yeah, look at these contracts. Shohei's these
Yeah,
eight
seven
year
year,
like
sorry, 10 years,
400.
700 million.
Yeah,
Dude.
it's ridiculous.
But Luca's about to make the same amount annually just over 5 years.
I mean, I'd rather watch Luca play than Shohei. No offense,
I
baseball fans.
mean, it's because you don't like baseball. Otani's the best player in baseball, so it's different. Would you say that Luca's the best player in basketball? Do you think?
Arguably.
Okay, then maybe he deserves it. Baseball, though, is like that's old money. Like
Yeah,
they,
but you win so much more money in NBA. Like I'm just saying, like from a viewership standpoint, because it's so much more global. You know, like you
yeah,
see how many people in China love basketball. Like
I
people
know.
look like me, they love that love basketball, and they're like 5 foot.
Yeah.
Okay, but I have to cut that part out. Sorry.
Anyways, yeah, we're done for today, I think. Not bad, not
Yeah,
bad.
I gotta go piss. I gotta.